Tim, congratulations. How does it feel now that this has sunk in over the course of the weekend that you're headlining such a significant show in the US?
Oh, well, I knew about it for like maybe a week or so ago. So it was again holding in the excitement, knowing that I've got something locked in finally. It's a good feeling, and it was months and months in the talks. I was probably buggering these guys. I was actually quite patient this time, but I started to get a bit edgy, but you know what, the deal got done, and I couldn't have asked for a better result. You know, like this is like pinch yourself moments type things. You know, like when you think of the word YOLO, this is it.
What about the fact that you did do a lot of this preparation preparing for Ericsson Lubin, a southpaw, and now you've switched to someone of the significance of Keith Thurman?
Yeah, just typical, you know, like typical. They start getting cold feet. So what do? You know, I've been prepping for a southpaw for 7 weeks now, so I've been going pretty hard now. But what do? The show goes on. I'm even more happier now that it's Keith Thurman. Bigger name, caliber of fight bigger. When you talk about moments and experiences, you're talking T-Mobile Arena, headlining Amazon Prime, going to the States. It's a big deal, you know. I've loved fighting in Australia. It's been absolutely an honour and such a great time. But now I'm glad I'm here at the airport, heading on to do history-making things.
Do you feel the weight of that expectation and the pressure because you're opening a new broadcast deal in the United States on a massive pay-per-view card here in Australia on Main Event with everyone watching as well? But do you feel that pressure of what's happening over there?
Yeah, but pressure is a privilege to have. So it's a privilege for me to do what I'm doing and just enjoy what you do, and pressure comes with it. But yeah, embrace it.
Jimmy, what version of Keith Thurman do you think rocks up? Because like George said before, he's only lost to...
Yeah.
He has been out for a while.
The one that drops under 6. It's the one that's coming.
How risky is he? I mean, like he's fought and beat some incredible guys. Like, I mean, the list goes on and on. Like Garcia, Porter, a lot of high-level fighters that he's made look, you know, at times ordinary.
Yeah. No, he's got the caliber. His names have definitely been much better than my ones. The resume is much higher. I completely agree with that. But he's never faced a Tim Tszyu in his life, you know. So that's the most challenging part for him.
We've heard you talk about American Takeover, obviously. What's actually involved in Tim Tszyu's American Takeover, turning into ZUSA, as you call it?
Knock them all out. Knock them all out. Let them all squeal and feel it all. That's simple.
Do you reckon once you get over there, that's probably going to be where the rest of your fights happen? Big money over in America, obviously, or do you plan on coming back to Australia?
Look, I love Australia, but I'm not the type of guy that waits. If I'm going to be waiting 6-12 months for a fight, that's not going to be me. And if the boys can make a fight happen in between, I will fight in Australia. But right now, we have signed a multi-fight deal in America, and we are all heading towards there, and that's where the near future is.
Timmy, you're going into this fight with like a massive training camp under your belt. You've been knocking guys out for fun for the last 12 months, and you're in there against a guy that's going to have some question marks about how much he's got left in the tank. Like, do you genuinely expect to blast them?
In my mind, yes. I believe the next 8 weeks and how I approach this camp and the way I have been approaching this camp, that when I peak, and he will feel it, and he will feel that he's never been in the ring with anyone like me.
Tim, any truth to the rumour that you're sitting next to Michael Zarafa on this flight to the United States today?
Nah, sorry man, he's down a couple rows behind.
Tim, how have you dealt with fights that you wanted and couldn't have been made, like Charlo? How have you dealt with that mentally to just park that and move on?
Sorry, can you say again?
Charlo.
How have you dealt with the frustration of not making a fight with someone like Charlo?
I've come to the conclusion that I'm never going to fight him because he's a bit of a coward, and finally all the sanctioning bodies are realizing that he's a fraud, and that, you know, he went so hard to win the belts, and you got to go even harder to keep him, you know. And what did he do? He just stopped fighting, and it's unfair for the rest of the division. It's held us all up for 2 or 3 years. So let him go into hiding and into his little holiday, into his little whatever he does. It's not my concern. He's not on the radar at all for anyone anymore at the moment. He's got nothing to bring.
You go, mate.
In happier news, we know that you're a big supporter of South Sydney. Obviously, there's the Aussie takeover starting in Vegas with the NRL. Are you going to link up with any of the teams in the time that you're over for the training camp, or are you just going to keep your head down?
No, I'll come to the game. I brought my Bunnies jersey with me, so the other teams won't be too happy. I got a connection with all the teams except the Roosters, actually. Sorry to the Roosters. But yeah, I'll be there hopefully with my Bunnies.
Do you welcome the news that Jermell Charlo has been made a champion in recess by the WBC over the weekend? That essentially he's no longer a world champion. Yeah,
well, that should have been 6 months ago when me and Mendoza fought. That should have been it, you know. Whatever, belts are belts. I'm going for history making stuff. Pinch yourself moments, YOLO moments.
Hey, do you any chance Mendoza is in camp with you?
Yeah, we're in the talks actually. Yeah, it would be good because very similar type style actually.
But he's awkward, and I mean, like,
he's got certain punches that Thurman throws, and he'll be good. And he's a good guy, good guy to work with, and he's a true gentleman.
Tim, fair to say that Keith Thurman is probably a boxer you know more about than just about anyone else, after mimicking his style in sparring at times?
Yeah, well, 2019 I got the call for sparring Pacquiao, where I was told to mimic him. So I've had a good watchful of him, and had to sort of impersonate him in sparring. So I know what he brings. I know what he's like. It's crazy that 3-4 years later we're doing a show together.
Tim, I think I know the answer, but what do you say to Zarifa if he says, "Let's get it on after you win this"? What do you say to that?
Zarifa who?
Do you have any final words? Then we'll let you get on your plane. But for the Australian public who are looking forward to seeing you again in action so soon?
Look, bon voyage from myself. It's been 6 years in the making to get to this final stage, and I thank everyone again for all the support. And it's been incredible, and I'm glad to be able to represent the people of Australia in the country of America.
Cheers, Tim. Go well, mate.
Thanks, Tim. Go well, mate.